All right, hello. I'm interviewing Nick Herzberg today on his uses of social media dating apps. So, Nick, what apps do you think that you use when you go on social media dating
Um,
the most?
I've used Tinder,
Mhm.
also Bumble.
Mhm.
I've heard about, not really a huge fan of it, or I use it a lot, but I just dabble in it. That's about it.
Yeah, so what makes Tinder different than Bumble, do you think?
Really easy to use. I guess you could say it's user friendly,
Mhm.
just because it's obviously you swipe right or left, and then if you guys match, you match. Pretty
Yeah.
self-explanatory. So.
Well, isn't it with Bumble, the girl has to message first? Are you a big believer in guys messaging first, or?
Yeah. Um, I don't know. I think Bumble is just a little bit. It was not what I'm used to for Tinder, so
Mhm.
I went back to Tinder. But other than that, Tinder's just been the big name, so I use that the most.
Yeah, so how long do you think that you've had Tinder?
For 3 years now.
So when you first started using Tinder, was it anything serious, or is it just more for like to talk to people and Netflix and chill or whatever?
Yeah, when I first heard about it, I used it for like meeting new people, hooking up, stuff like that. Now I just kind of use it as a thing to meet people in general, regardless of what the motives
The
are.
outcome is?
Yeah.
Do you think you've met a lot of people off of Tinder?
I'd say probably more than 50.
You've met more than 50 people off of Tinder?
Yeah.
I don't think, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm actually pretty nervous when I meet people on Tinder. Do you think that people, when like you go on, are you pretty open and honest right away, or are you kind of like
usually
more general?
Yeah, usually I'm pretty open and honest about it. I'm social in general, so
yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah,
but
that is true.
Like I said, as the motives have changed, it's a lot easier just to talk to people rather than
So with the new
one.
update on Tinder, do you just click through the pictures and then swipe right or left, or do you
Yeah.
actually like go in and try to figure the
Don't
person
really
out?
read the profiles.
You don't really. Have you ever read the profiles, or
Yeah,
when you actually have to open up the whole thing?
I'd say it's more of a window shopping type of experience.
Do you have like a certain? It's gonna sound really weird, but like an age range. Do you have specific?
College.
Yeah, I mean obviously college. Yeah. Okay.
18
like,
to 24.
Yeah.
Is usually like the highest
Nothing
I'd go.
Too higher. Yeah. Okay. Have you like had any serious relations off of Tinder? Or is it all just
Nothing more
than
than like 3 months. No relationships off of it, but.
Would you ever be opposed to having a real relationship off of someone from Tinder?
No, I think there's a negative like stereotype surrounded about it, but I feel there's a lot of people that use it for different reasons. So
if you had like met someone on Tinder, would you tell people that you met on Tinder, or would you try to like hide it? Or
yeah,
you're not too ashamed of?
No, I'm not ashamed at all about it.
Cool. I had other questions. That was a weird question.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut this out. That's annoying. I interviewed Leah, and I just was coming up with questions, and now I'm coming up with a blank. More reverse interview. Just kidding. Do you go on like any social websites for dating, or is it just you strictly
like Facebook and stuff like that?
Yeah, I guess Facebook could count, but like there's like
Facebook is more of a follow-up. Yeah. I guess you could say.
Do you stalk people when you match with them on Tinder?
Not really.
You just kind of wing it?
Yeah. Usually after I talk to them for like a week or so, I'll probably do some digging.
Then you do some digging.
But usually if it doesn't lead to anything, I just kind of leave it alone.
Do you always start with a, hey, what's up? Or do you like slide in with a good pickup line?
With Tinder, now they have like the cheesy, like how you're supposed to open it, or they'll throw in a little tagline about how you should start the conversation. So I try to make a joke off of that.
Oh.
Something, real smooth. But yeah, like I said, my motives have changed over the years, so not really my main goal. Not really, just like Netflix and chill. Lines. Yeah. So I just try to be funny.
What do you think would be your funniest pickup line that you used, if you even remember it?
Off the top of my head?
Yeah.
This one girl had something about quoting Friends better than her. Yeah. So like if you could quote it better than her, so I sent her a gif of Joey. Like from the show.
Yeah.
and it was pretty funny.
That's pretty funny. Yeah. I appreciate that. Do you always send gifts, or because I always send gifts?
Yeah.
I'm a giffer.
I fuck with it. Yeah.
Do you always see do you try to keep it close in distance, or you just don't really care because it is kind of random?
The farthest I'll go is probably hometown, so Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
I think the farthest I've ever went was in Illinois, and that was just for I was down there type thing, because I was going there for nationals and I was in the area. So.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever travel to see any of these people, or is it more if it's just local? Then it's just
mostly local. Travel, I go home basically, so within a 10-mile radius of my house. But other than that, it's either in Whitewater or Janesville.
Do you know a lot of people that use Tinder?
Yeah.
Do you
I'd say pretty much most of my friends do. So.
Really?
Yeah. My roommates do. Well,
Ben?
Ben does.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he does. Ben's on Twitter.
What?
Or Tinder. Yeah.
Weird. I don't think I knew that.
His picture is him with a emoji lollipop. It's beautiful.
Typical Ben. Pause it because I'm gonna think of another question.
Okay.
The day I found Ben.
So what would it take for a girl to really put herself out there for you to really get into it? If that's the case.
I try to put teasers on my bio, so if there's something that they can interact with me on. I think there's sports, DECA, and you gotta throw DECA in there. Just stuff like that, and then if they respond to it and they're positive about it, start up a conversation, go from there. Really.
Do you look for more a looks perspective, or I mean, obviously it's a look perspective, but when you start to talk to someone, do you keep talking to them only because they're cute, or do you talk to them because you interact with them well? You know?
Yeah. So if they swipe right first, and they're maybe 7, 6 or 7, I'll strike up a conversation. If it's interesting, I'll pursue it. But usually, if they're
boring,
yeah, I'll just let it go.
Mm-hmm. Do you It's gonna be a weird one. Do you feel more fulfilled or connected with people if you use Tinder, or does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does it feel you're filling a void?
Yeah, self-pride, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Kinda. I kind of feel because it's electronic, it's not in person, it's a little bit less pressuring, you could say. It's a lot easier to just kind of throw it out there, and if it doesn't work out and you look stupid, who cares? Because you won't talk to them ever again. So, I mean, I've definitely probably had instances like that.
Have you ever used Tinder like after a breakup?
Yes.
To like get over the breakup? Yeah. How has that benefit or not benefited you? Do you think that it has one way or the other? Like that's like, do you think you went on it too fast probably once and then you're like, yeah, I really regret that?
I don't think I regret it. I just think that maybe it's not the right thing to be looking for after a breakup.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a temporary solution to a permanent problem.
Yeah.
If you get what I'm saying.
Yep.
So it's really good to kind of exercise the demons, but not in like the Netflix and chill way, because you might.
So maybe just go on for more of a social thing than a physical thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
Totally. Well, ethics for the interview.
No problem.